Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. So today's video is going to be about one of Spy's worst loadouts, and just like all the other loadouts, it's hard deciding which weapons to use, but like I always say, these videos are only opinions of some of the worst loadouts because there's plenty of other bad loadouts to use, and with that being said, let's get into the video. Spy's primaries are different versions of 6-shot revolvers or pistols, each having their own unique abilities, and for this loadout, I chose the Enforcer. The Enforcer has a 20% damage increase while disguised as an enemy, which I find somewhat useful, but I feel like most of the time when disguised you go for more backstabs. Also, the Enforcer can go through damage resistant effects and bonuses. With those somewhat bonuses, there's a 20% slower firing speed with no random crits, which seems to be the case with some of the other Spy primaries, and the Enforcer only seems the most useful while being disguised to be able to put out decent damage, which can be annoying or forgettable. The Enforcer compared to Spy's other primaries just doesn't seem great, especially with the weapon boost coming from being disguised, so there's definitely not a consistent damage output. The Spy's melee weapons are his knives, which I think mainly anyone who plays Spies uses his knife the most, and for this loadout to get worse, I chose the Big Earner. When getting a kill with the Big Earner, you gain 30% of your cloak meter back of what you used, and on top of that, you get a 3-second speed boost upon kill. Also with the Big Earner, there is a 25% health decrease, which Spy's health is already low enough, so having that just makes it worse. The decrease in health makes it a little harder trying to defend yourself from a failed backstab or just in general, so honestly you are very dependent on successful backstabs, especially if you need to get away from the enemy. Getting that cloak meter back is needed. So Spy has the ability to go invisible with his different watches, and it was hard deciding for this loadout which to pick, but I ended up going with the Dead Ringer, and no, this cloaking device isn't awful, just an interesting mix in this loadout. The Dead Ringer reduces damage by 75%, then upcoming damage by 65 to 20% after 3 seconds, and there's also a 50% faster cloaking recharge, a 40% cloak duration, and a 3-second speed boost when having damage taken. Also, when invisible, bumping into enemies won't show you for 3 seconds. But with that, ammo kits and dispensers won't refill the cloak meter, and it has a very loud decloaking noise which practically tells the whole lobby that you didn't actually die, and Fiend Death will lower the cloak meter by 50%, and you can't use the Dead Ringer unless the meter is fully charged. There's a lot of bonuses for the Dead Ringer and a lot of not so great stuff, like especially needing to wait for the cloak meter to be fully charged to use again, which is the Spy's main use to hiding from the enemy besides his disguises. And finally, the Sapper. The Sapper is what Spy uses to destroy the enemy's gear, which is only Engineer's builds, but to finish up this loadout getting worse, I chose the Red Tape Recorder. One bonus, which isn't even that much of a bonus, is while using the Red Tape Recorder, it reverses the Engineer's building structures, unlike the regular Sapper, which disables and slowly destroys the Engineer's buildings. But with that, the Red Tape Recorder doesn't even do any damage to the buildings and takes way longer than the stock Sapper to destroy the builds. The Red Tape Recorder easily tops off this bad loadout because why would anyone use this, and honestly why do I even have a strength for it? And I know I didn't get much gameplay for it, but that seems pretty boring to do. To be honest, this mix of weapons just seems to build a speed loadout, but still annoying, needing to depend on staying disguised to deal more damage, and also pretty much needing to hit successful backstabs and have patience with the Dead Ringer to restore. But the Red Tape Recorder, just don't use it. Yes, I know there's other loadouts or weapons that I could have used for Spy, but this is just one of his bad loadouts. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I don't know how my schedule will look due to life getting pretty busy, but I'll still try to stream throughout the week while posting shorts, so you should definitely subscribe and turn on the post notifications, and my socials are down below like usual. But if you have any other suggestions or comments, please leave them down below because I will read them, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, but other than that, I hope you have a good rest of your day.